Wow. Look at where we are right now.
Isn't it exciting?
We're in the end zone complex at Gerald J. Ford Stadium. And live from the end zone complex, you are listening to the Mustang Move podcast. Welcome, welcome, man.
Heck
All right,
yeah.
Today we have a huge guest. Super exciting to have Elijah Roberts with us today. So thank you so much for taking the time
I appreciate you guys having me, man.
to be here, man. This is
Very
super
exciting.
exciting. So you just got back from the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. How was that?
It was good, man. It was a great experience. It was fun to be out there with some of the top talent, coming out of college football this year, man. It was a real good experience. It was nice just to get out there, As a kid, you kind of dream of being in that situation.
Yeah.
You kind of dream of just being in the NFL Combine, NFL Draft, all that stuff. So being able to actually be there, see the logo, the NFL logo, and Combine written on everything, it was kind of cool.
The Shield. You're a Shield kind of guy.
Yeah, the Shield,
What was
That's
your
awesome.
favorite part about the Combine?
Man, favorite part. I'd probably say my favorite part was probably like the actual day, like the actual Combine day of just running, competing. Really not competing, but, just more just being out there with, top guys who you always see around the country. You always see stuff like that. So just being out there, kind of like, you kind of compare yourself. You kind of look at it. And it's kind of good, It's definitely good to get around, dudes like that and stuff like that, kind of pick their brain and little things like that. So that was definitely fun for sure.
Did you see any rivals there that you were like, hey, these are guys I really try to do my best?
No, I wouldn't say rivals, but I definitely saw some guys who I looked at and I was like, I remember playing against him. I remember going against this dude, or, kind of go back and forth with guys who you played against. So it was cool. It was cool.
That's
Totally.
awesome. Well, hey, man, we are just so pumped that you're here, and we're really excited and just, man, grateful that you played at SMU. You were an SMU Mustang for 2 years, 2 excellent years. I mean,
Our best years
conference
in
championship
decades.
games.
Yeah.
I mean, it was insane ride. And we're definitely sad that you won't be wearing the SMU red and blue
me too.
anymore, but we're excited to see you play on Sundays.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate it.
So talking about SMU, obviously it was a big change for you transferring from Miami. I just want to kind of understand how that decision went, and then maybe how SMU, how you decided on SMU.
Yeah, man. Hometown kid, growing up in Miami. I've been in Miami my whole life. It was definitely a no-brainer. Coming out of high school, as far as where I wanted to play at, I know I wanted to be at home, closer to home, easy for family to come to games and stuff. So being there was definitely a blessing. I don't regret going there at all.
Yeah.
But just leaving was just more of a opportunity, on the field and off the field as well. SMU is probably one of the best schools as far as just academics, the alumni base, and just the help that you get, off the field is definitely one of the best schools in the country. So just being able to come here and just, kind of better myself, in that sense. And then on the field, of course, it was just more of a opportunity. It was better for me to get on the field, play a little bit more, played at Miami, but not as much as I would like. So just being able to come here, kind of get counted on, kind of have that responsibility loaded up onto my back of, okay, Elijah, we need you to be that guy, that's kind of what I was looking for, I wanted to be that guy. So coming here was definitely, it was a perfect match for both of us, for sure.
And you definitely were that guy.
I was going to say, do you think it made you better, having that responsibility?
Yeah, man, of course, because as a young kid, a freshman, 18, 19-year-old freshman, you feel like you're ready for it. I mean, not saying that as a freshman you can be ready for it, but it's definitely more than what you expect. It's not just being a good player. You got to be a good leader. You got to be a good teammate. You got to be good off the field, on the field. So it's just a lot of stuff that goes into it rather than just being a good player. So, I mean, at 18 years old, I probably felt like I was ready, but I probably wasn't, So I definitely feel like coming here and got all that stuff loaded up onto me after going through those 3 years and seeing older guys do it the right way, seeing guys make it to the NFL. So just being able to kind of mimic that a little bit and then, still put my own little flavor into it as I would. So just it definitely did help me a lot, and it definitely did make me a better player for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I kind of want to touch on that a little bit. You said better player and a better man earlier. You felt like SMU made you, how would you say that SMU made you a better player, a better man? What did that look like?
On the field, for sure, Calvin Thibodeau, he's one of the best, coaches, not even just like a D-line coach. He's literally like one of the best coaches on the planet, man. He is. I could sit here and talk about Coach Tibbs all day, man. He pushes you to limits that you didn't even know you could go, So, and he'll literally call you that same night and check up on you, make sure you're good.
Yeah.
Make sure family's good. Make sure, you're good off the field as well. But when it's time to go, it's time to go. So, for sure, having Coach Tibbs, having Coach Simons in the defense that we played, man, it was a great, scheme. The scheme we had here was second to none, man. Like I'm talking about Coach Simon's clearly make in-game adjustments, and it's crazy. So just being able to have those kind of coaches on the field, and then they put me in so many different positions, from a 3-tech to a 5 to 6, 7, 9. So just being able to play all those different positions here and being able to kind of use my versatility, just move around the field a lot more, and then create those mismatches and stuff on the field to definitely help me. And then off the field, like I said before, they definitely like check up on you. They definitely like making sure you're good, your mental's good, all this stuff is good. You got guys like Coach Natty in the building who you can just go talk to. You don't even got to talk to them about ball. You just go in there and talk to them. So just knowing that you have people that care and people that actually, want you to be good and like in every aspect of life, like it honestly makes you a better player and a better man, because like you're given this task as a coach to kind of watch over a kid or a young man, I would say, and just being able, you don't have to be his father, but you kind of got to be some type of a father figure, so, and that's what I like really, really enjoy about this coaching staff, because not only are they good coaches, but they're great dads to the kids that they do have. So and Coach Rhett, he does a great job at just letting them be dads and letting them be coaches as well.
Yeah,
wow.
I heard Coach talking about that in his interview with Josh Pate a couple of weeks ago. It's like, it's a family, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're spending so much time with your coaches, with these other players, that it has to be your family.
Yeah.
So that's awesome to hear
For
that,
sure.
like, on both sides. Like you feel it on the player side, and the coaches are like putting in the effort to do that.
Yeah, yes, sir, for sure.
So I guess what would you say to an 18-year-old Elijah who wants to, hey, go play college ball for 4 years, be really successful, go to a couple conference championship games, and then go to the NFL? Like, what piece of advice do you wish you had maybe 3 or 4 years ago that you'd give yourself?
Man, I would just say just stay consistent, like as far as not looking too far into the future, not looking at, okay, I'm not playing, this is not really going well for me, so let me kind of just ease back on all the other stuff, So I would just say stay consistent, always be ready for your moment, like you honestly never know when it's coming. And that saying is true, staying ready so you don't have to get ready.
Yeah.
That's a real thing, you really have to stay ready. And it's hard to do, especially when you're not getting what you want out of, your situation or whatever the case may be. So just being able to honestly, stay locked in, stay consistent, and stay focused. Those are probably the 3 things I would tell myself.
Okay, man, I like it.
Yeah.
Like it.
For sure.
That's powerful.
For sure, man.
It is. It sounds like the culture, not just that the coaches have, but that you've brought to the table too, that you can kind of instill, because you talked a lot about mentorship, and I'm sure it doesn't just go from the coaches to the players. I'm sure it's also coming from, as you said, being a leader for you to the younger guys. Were there any guys on the team that you just felt like you kind of took that mentor role over them over the course of these last 2 years?
Man, there's definitely guys like even like a Cam Robinson. I wouldn't, I don't like to use the word, kind of like, like a big brother, but more of like, probably like a mentor, like you said.
Yeah.
It was definitely guys. Our team was kind of older last year, so I really didn't have to kind of be that like older guy to kind of like show a guy how things are done. It was just more of showing guys how things are done here. It's not really about how you could, go through your years and get better. Yeah, all that stuff's important, but it was just about when the guys got here and, last year, the past 2 years actually, just so many transfers and stuff on the team. It was just more of me trying to get guys to buy in. You got a lot of new guys coming from so many different places, so me being that team captain, being that leader last year was just more of, okay, this is what Coach Rhett wants, this is what Coach Grizz wants, this is what Coach Simons wants, and we got to do that. Like there's no in between. So that was kind of my role last year and the year before, and like you said, there was definitely guys who I definitely helped out, like Isaiah Smith, a Cam Robinson, more towards the D-line for sure, and then even guys who transferred in, like a Brashad Smith, and then just trying to help them, learn the ropes, learn everything about like how we do things here for sure.
Yeah, that's powerful. Yeah, I think our culture has been our edge, right,
yeah.
for the last several years.
For sure.
Oh yeah,
easily.
We may play more talented teams, but they don't have the heart the culture that SMU does.
Sure. Everyone's bought in here, man. Like Coach Rhett says something and the whole team listens. Like everybody listens. If a coach says anything, like everybody's gonna, listen to it, buy in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, and that's
give me chills.
That's super powerful.
Yes,
I know, I'm pumped. I'm ready for.
I know we're ready
for August.
Let's get the season started now.
Yeah, right now, man, for sure.
Oh man.
That's awesome. So, okay, obviously the 2024 season was a pretty awesome one.
Yeah.
Do you have a highlight or a favorite game that you think back on as like, man, this was the top of the mountain for you personally? Obviously, there's some big ones for the team.
For me personally, I'd probably say that Florida State game.
Oh yeah.
That was our first ACC game, if I'm not mistaken. That was our first conference game. So just being able to go into that game and then also coming off of that, off of that. Because that game was after BYU, right? Or was that after TCU?
It was
Yeah.
after TCU, right?
After TCU, yeah. So after TCU, coming off of that win, because I was about to say TCU is my favorite game, just because TCU and how we killed them. But honestly, Florida State had to be favorite, man, just because it was our first conference game. Florida State really wasn't doing good at the time, but there was probably still people who had us losing that game, for sure. Not really knowing what kind of team SMU was for sure yet, after those first 4 games. So I'll probably say after that game, just being able to put on a dominant game, a dominant performance that we did, and then it was out here on the field as well. So that was probably,
What was
definitely the best game.
Obviously you saw kind of 2 different environments in Ford last season or 2023.
Yeah.
It was it wasn't necessarily full all the time.
Yeah.
And then this year is a lot more full. What was that like being out there on the turf? Like, what is that like?
Man, it was crazy, man. Like, I remember when the guys got here and they just asked about, the games, how it would be and stuff. And, me, I was trying to make it a little better than what it actually was. I'm just telling them, the year before, we had good crowds. It was a good fan base. All the parents and families come out. And then they asked, did you guys have any sold out games last year here?
And you're like,
and I was like, close to it. Not
close
so
to it. Yeah.
So I kind of, wiggled around the question. But, man, just coming from, that 2023 season to where, it was a great year, don't get me wrong. But, people probably didn't want to come pack out the house for SMU against Tulsa, So that's just being honest, But, man, it was a great like switch. A great change, seeing the stadium just being packed every single game, every game, whether it was home or on the road. And I kind of just felt like, man, like people wanted to see us play, like people kind of like they believed in us, like they really wanted to see what SMU has, So it was definitely a great thing to do, man, like great thing to see, I would say, especially as players, like fans, that we appreciate it, like we love seeing the stadium packed. That literally gives us so much juice, man, and keep packing forward for sure.
Yeah. It's been awesome, and hopefully it continues this season. We got some pretty great games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, some big ones coming.
For sure, man. Hopefully I can make it out.
We're playing one of those schools that you used to go to.
Oh, yeah.
And Brett used to coach at.
Yes, sir.
That'd be pretty cool.
That's a home game, right?
It is.
Oh, yeah, man. I'll be there for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be there for sure.
Come back and check it out.
Hopefully I can come up here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully I can come in here.
I think you've got your name on the wall somewhere. Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you're allowed, anywhere as far as I'm concerned. Man, so you obviously, right, there's been a big impact. We've been talking about this on you as a person SMU's had a big impact on you as a person and a player. But I think, like, you had a big impact on the culture of SMU as well. Like, comparing, we were talking about the culture of the fans, like, filling forward, but also the team, like, moved from a team trying to win the American Conference, right? That's the goal, and that's kind of the cap of what SMU could have done in 2023. But in 2024, SMU made the college football playoffs. Like, we're competing for national championship.
That's crazy, man.
So how was that like for you, like moving the culture in a way that's like, moving from a, non-Power 5 conference championship being like the highest level you can achieve to national championship level football?
Man, it felt great, just being able to come from that season that we had, of course, like our goal was in mind to, of course, win the American. That was always the goal. And then that next year, man, going to a Power 5 conference, there was so many, you try not to look at it, but you always see all these posts about SMU probably won't win 5 games. They probably won't win 6 games, this and that, 4 games, 7 games. So it was just seeing all that stuff before the season and just me being the competitor that I am, I was always trying to prove that wrong, always trying
Get that chip on the shoulder.
trying to do, so whatever I could do to help, I was always trying to do it. But, man, it was always like the message to the guys was always, man, like, let's not worry about the outside world. We know the guys we have in this room. We know what we could do. And, football is football. I'll be lying if I said the ACC is like the American. Obviously, it's different. But, we came here and we didn't skip a beat. It was literally like same thing as 2023 year, man. So that just goes to show you, like, back what we talked about before, the culture that we have here, man. It's really, like, it's real. Like, guys come in, they buy in. The way the staff recruits from high school kids all the way to the transfer portal guys, like, they only recruit certain dudes. Like, just because you have talent doesn't mean you can come here and play, So that was kind of a big reason why we were able to come into the Power 5 conference and kind of still have the same success we did in my first year here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, totally. It's been really cool to watch that. Do you feel like in terms of you instilling culture in anybody else, you being kind of a leader, mentor, and all of this, do you see anybody else stepping into your role now that you're stepping into the NFL? Who do you see as kind of like being the next? I don't know, how should I say this? Like mojo of the team, maybe? I don't know.
Man, just I mean, like off the top, I mean, for sure. I mean, it has to be Kev. You know, he came in last year. He didn't really start the full season, but he kind of did. You know, it was his team. So just he's not really a vocal dude. You know, as far as like rah-rah speeches and stuff, but he's definitely a leader. I'm talking about from the time he wakes up and comes into the building. Like he's a leader. He does everything the right way. I feel like he's gonna be a big reason why SMU is going to be good this year. He's going to be a big reason on why the leadership is, you know, it's the same way as it was the year before. His presence definitely carries a lot of weight around here. And then on the defensive side, I would definitely say guys like Isaiah Nicobia. You still got guys like Amon Moses. You still got guys like Cam Robinson. So I mean, there's going to be dudes like this building is still full of alphas. You know.
Yeah.
For sure.
I like that.
For sure.
Full of alphas.
Alexander Kilgore. It's still a lot of dudes. Yeah, man. There's a lot of dudes here for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. So who do you think maybe wasn't a star this year but may like have a breakout season in 2025? Who's your guess at that?
It's too many guys, man. It's too many guys to choose from.
And you can't pick guys that already had like amazing.
Yeah,
It's got to be a new guy. Like
for sure. I mean, I'd like to say Cam Robinson for sure.
Okay.
He's gonna be the starting end this year, so he's gonna have a big role for sure. I could see him balling out, and then Kilgore for sure. He hasn't really had the season he would like to yet, but this year for sure, I could see that being the year. And then I think a lot of the O-linemen who return are gonna have big years as well. For sure.
I'm excited about that.
For sure.
I'm excited.
I'm gonna have to mark those down for as I'm watching the games and stuff coming here and be like, all right, guys. Hey, see him. Elijah said
when he comes back for the Miami game, we'll give him a status update. Maybe.
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll check back in.
Is that an early season game or like middle of the year?
I think it's like middle of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Heck yeah. All right. So you just got back from the combine a little while ago, and that was like a pretty big deal. Like, would you say that's like a milestone in your life?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Being there was honestly like it was great, man. We saw like NFL players come in and talk to us, the NFL PA. It was great.
Okay.
Being able to honestly, like I probably said the NFL PA meeting was kind of like, man, it like felt real.
Yeah, it felt like you were a part of it.
Yeah, it felt like I was in the league already, man. So just like hearing all the rules and regulations and all that stuff and like what not to do and all that stuff, like it was like, man, like I feel like I'm in the league right now, man. It's, you know, so just it's crazy because little stuff like that kind of gets me excited, man.
Yeah.
Any weird rules or anything that like you were shocked by?
I'm trying to think.
Is it pretty standard?
Yeah, it's pretty standard. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't be stupid type.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, just don't be dumb.
Yeah.
So when you were in those meetings, like, were you with like all the people at the combine? Was it, like, one big?
Yeah, it was like one big meeting. Everybody from the combine was there. There was no NFL staff was allowed in there. It was just strictly players and the NFL PA.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. That's pretty
really
cool.
neat.
Yeah, because it's like
Yeah.
like an internal meeting with all the players. That's really neat.
For sure.
So are you there with Jared and Brashard?
Yeah. Jared Rashad was there. It was good.
How was that like going with them as well? Like having
Man, it was
two
good.
teammates there.
Me and Jared roomed together, so
Oh, cool.
yeah, I was with Jared the whole week. It was good. Went to different training facilities, so we kind of split up throughout the day a little bit, and they were in different groups, so we kind of split up a little bit. But it was good, man. Just being able to see those guys, and then, you know, we all played together at Miami as well. So just being able to see them from like a younger stage, and then being able to come here now, kind of, you know, help themselves and in that regard, man, it was great. Like I'm honestly super happy for them, man.
Yeah, totally. In terms of the combine, you know, like obviously any team, you know, I'm sure you'd like to go wherever kind of the river takes you on that. Growing up, was there ever like, did you ever have like a favorite team, or were you like a love ball in general?
Man, I mean, I'm kind of just like a guy who kind of loves ball. I mean, my pops, he's the biggest Cowboy fan in the world.
Okay.
He's
Really? From Miami, but
from
biggest
Miami.
Cowboys fan.
Yeah, but he's the biggest Cowboy
Interesting.
fan. The way he became a Cowboy fan, he was playing Techno Bowl, I think it was called. And then,
Yeah.
and it was the Rams and the Cowboys. And then he was playing, and whoever scores first, that's my favorite team.
All right.
The Cowboys scored first, and that was when like he was like a teenager, maybe like probably younger than that. And he always tells the story. And then ever since then, he's been the biggest Cowboy fan ever. I'm talking about our whole household growing up was like all had to
Really?
be Cowboy fans. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
That did you feel like out of place in Miami having like being a
No, I
Cowboys fan? Or-
mean, always going to school and like talking to your boys and talking to your
Yeah.
friends about favorite teams and football teams. I always say Cowboys. People are like, what? Like
yeah,
why
I was
are
gonna
you a
say,
Cowboys
catch me
fan?
off guard. What?
Like what, man? So that was definitely, like probably like the little crazy part about it, man. But me personally, I mean, I'm not like a huge like super fan of any team.
Yeah.
I'm just a football fan, honestly.
So how was it when you got to play in AT&T Stadium?
Oh, man, that was
yeah.
crazy. Oh, man, that was crazy. Man, my dad, he has a picture in front of the stadium like this. He has his arms out like he's playing in the game. Like, he was so excited to be in there. That was his first time ever in there, man.
Really?
So he was
That's
very
so
excited.
cool.
But it was crazy, crazy experience. It was definitely a fun experience to be in that stadium, for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. That the first time you get to go to the stadium of your favorite NFL team, it's to watch your son play.
Yeah, watch the son
That's-
playing there. Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
That's crazy when you put it like that, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
That
Is there a player in the NFL that you would just be like, man, this is a guy that I'd love to play like alongside, like somebody on the D line maybe that you're just like, man, this guy I respect a lot. I'd love to play next to him.
It's a tough question, man, because like I said, man, I'm a football fan, bro. So there's so many D linemen who I like.
There's a lot, yeah.
There's a lot of D linemen who I like. I have to. I feel like I gotta say Michael Parsons.
Oh man.
I feel like I gotta say Michael Parsons. But honestly, there's so many dudes. Like I could literally name like 10 dudes right now. But honestly,
And it sounds like we just need to have you down the road.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
Tell us
man,
how it's
that would
going
be
once
good.
you're on the other side.
Anywhere on Sundays would be great. But
For sure.
if it was Dallas, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
No bias from us at all.
Okay, so we got a couple quick questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
We got to wrap it up here in just a minute, but we'll hit you with some quick ones.
Sounds good.
Who's got the best sack celebration in the NFL, or maybe like all time?
Best sack celebration. Probably say Dexter Lawrence.
Okay,
Yeah, when he does
powerful.
a little.
Remind me
little-
his.
He does like a little like sexy Dex. It's called
Oh,
sexy
yeah,
Dex.
yeah, yeah.
I don't want to do. He like gyrates his belly. he like moves his arms back. He has a pretty good dance. Just because he kind of has a name for it, it's kind of like
yeah.
it's kind of like a signature thing for him.
Yeah, it's like unique to him.
Yeah, so for sure.
Signature.
So do you have a move that like you want to be your signature?
Yeah, what's gonna be yours?
Man, I honestly am not like a big dancer. Like I'm more of like after I get a sack, I'm just so hyped that I just start screaming. Like I start flexing and stuff. Like, I just start flexing. I start screaming and stuff. But I'm honestly not a big dancer. Hopefully I do get to like kind of like have my signature dance where everybody kind of knows me for, or like even not a dance, like a celebration. I have to come up with one.
Yeah.
I have to come up with one for sure.
All the pictures, I was in the research. All the pictures of you are doing that. Like, just
It's a flex. It's always
the flex in the screen. That's a good one.
it. Yeah,
we gotta find a name for that though.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
the flexing screen. Give him the old flexing screen.
For sure. For sure, man.
All right. Favorite uniform combo at SMU?
Okay, let's take out the all black because I feel like that's everyone's favorite.
Okay.
It is
and
really popular across the board.
probably say favorite combo would have to be the Dallas, where it says Dallas across, the Dallas blue. I'd probably say blue on blue
Okay.
with the Dallas blue.
Dallas
for sure.
blue, Dallas blue.
Yeah,
pants.
for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Man, I like that.
Respect.
For
I
sure.
think it looks best with the Dallas
Yeah.
compared to just the SMU, the blue on blue. I think.
Yeah. What's you guys' favorite?
Oh, I like the classic, the white
White on
helmet,
white.
blue,
White on blue.
and then
okay.
white.
Yeah, blue on white for sure.
I like red, even though I don't think it actually looks as good as blue sometimes, but I just like the color red.
Yeah, no,
So-
red is really nice.
Yeah.
The red was really nice. Like
It was.
playing the red, like it felt good. I have a couple pictures in the red.
Yeah.
yeah. And I never take pictures before the game.
Hey.
Do you think had we won that game, we would have broke the red jerseys back out later in the season?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like if we would have won that game, we probably would have seen it later on. But I feel like after we lost in that jersey, it was like
Burn the jerseys.
It was like we're never wearing those jerseys again. Because up until that point, that was like our only loss. Like halfway through
Yeah.
the year, and we wear the red jerseys. So it was like, yeah, we're not wearing those no more. And then even when we put on the black jerseys, it was like kind of a close game. It was kind of like a scary game. So
Yeah.
everybody was like, man, let's just keep wearing the blue and white jerseys.
Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keep the mojo.
That's
Yeah, but the players really love it, man. Players really love wearing that black, that red. It kind of gives you something different, something nice to wear,
Yeah, it's definitely a cool look. Like it's kind of separate to the classic. I think SMU's got some of the most classic jerseys, but to have a completely different look is
Yeah, like it's
pretty
different.
cool.
It's nice. Fans love it, students love it, players love it.
Yeah, for
nice.
sure.
It's nice.
All right. And then one last thing. The Mustang Mood podcast is a fan of the cowboy collar. You know, we're a big fan of everyone who wears that. We noticed that you were wearing it before, and
Yeah.
you took it off this season.
Yeah.
What was that?
Man, I wanted to take it off the first year I had it. Like I did not want to wear that collar at all. That was like something that I did not want to do. But it was more of, our training staff, the great staff, it was just more of, trying to be safe.
Yeah.
Keep me on the safer side. But this past year, when they told me that I didn't need to wear it, I was like, yeah, man, let's take it off.
Okay.
Like, I didn't really want to wear it, but everyone loves that collar, man. Players, like teammates last year were telling me, yo, like, put the collar back on.
It's intimidating.
And then it was a little joke because I think I didn't get my first sack until like week 3 of this past year. And after like the first 2 games, everybody's like, nah,
gotta get the collar
put the
back.
collar back on.
Put the collar
Put the collar back on. So everybody's kind of joking around with me and stuff, man. But,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Well,
great.
Elijah, thank you so much for your time
And I
today.
appreciate you guys,
Really
man, for
appreciate
sure.
it.
been
This
great
has been
having you on.
awesome.
Appreciate
Yeah.
you guys.
Best of luck in the next few weeks, and hopefully
sure.
we'll hear your name get called here
Hopefully.
shortly.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully.
We're looking forward to it. We're expecting to hear something. So,
Hopefully, man, for sure.
yeah.
That's awesome. Thanks for
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks
Nice
for
meeting you.
joining
Great to
on
have
the
you.
Mustang Mood podcast. If people wanted to follow you, how would they do that?
Instagram is Elijah.Roberts and Twitter is Elijah Roberts, but instead of the L, it's a 1.
Okay.
So
There you
pretty
go.
simple.
And if you want to follow us on Instagram at the Mustang Mood,
Sounds good.
on YouTube, and and give us a review on Spotify would be great.
Sounds good.
Thanks for listening to the Mustang Mood podcast, and pony up.
Pony up.